Welcome to Speedway Harley-Davidson. Today we're going to be taking a ride on this 2024 Road King Special. This year, the Road King Special comes in Billiard Gray, Vivid Black, Red Rock, and White Onyx Pearl. This is the White Onyx Pearl, and I'm not sure if you can tell, but this bike has quite a bit of flake and pearl in it. You're going to get stretched saddlebags on this bike with 2.5 cubic feet of storage, and these bags are able to be locked. You get a 6-gallon tank that's going to get you 43 miles to the gallon, and this 114 Milwaukee 8 is going to be putting out 122 foot-pounds of torque. You've got a 130 front tire and a 180 rear tire. The bike is going to come with mini 8 bars. You're going to get a 32-degree right lean angle and a 31-degree left lean angle, and the bike comes in with a wet weight of 807 pounds. But enough talking, let's get on the road. Okay, before we pull off, you're going to get an analog speedometer here. The way you turn the bike on is right here. Switch it over to ignition. And then you can see all your indicator lights. And you got this small screen down here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Shows the bike has 2 miles on it currently. The way you cycle that screen, there is a button right here on the top. You click that and you're going to see mileage. Then you got your trip A, your trip B, your remaining mileage to this tank of fuel, your clock, and then you got a gear indicator and a RPM, a digital RPM readout. You also got your front tire pressure, your rear tire pressure, and then you're back to your mileage. Your fuel gauge is located right over here. Kind of looks like a gas cap, but that's actually the fuel gauge. You got your traction control switch located here. Your horn here, pretty loud horn. You got your low beam, high beam, your left turn signal, your cruise control options, and then over here you've got your start and run switch, your start, your hazard, as well as your right turn signal. Let's crank her up. As you can see, we are in neutral, and we're on. You're going to get a nice amount of rumble out of that Milwaukee 8 motor. Nothing spectacular with the stock exhaust, but if you throw some aftermarket pipes on here, this thing will sound amazing. All right, and we're going to take our typical route today. It's a nicer day. It is still cold, but it's better than it was on our previous days of riding. Okay, so if you've seen any of our previous videos, which if you haven't, why is that? I am 6 feet tall, 230 pounds, and I am sitting in a completely upright position. The seating position is comfortable. The handlebars, I would prefer a little bit of adjustment on these, but because they are the mini apes, you can loosen that up and adjust them forward and backward if need be. All right, here's our first curve of the ride. All right, and the bike feels solidly planted to the road. Of course, it's 807 pounds, so you should not have any issues with this bike sticking to the road on those windy days. The seating position is comfortable. You're going to get a wide 2-up seat, which I'm sitting on now. It's definitely ample room for seating. It is quite plush, and I'm not sure how this seat would feel on long-term riding, but this is a touring motorcycle, so it should be up to the challenge of doing some serious riding. But most people don't keep a stock seat anyway. They upgrade to something like a Sundowner or something like a Saddleman. We get to test the brakes because the light went red. All right, we got solid brakes here. Solid braking power. The brakes feel good. There was no pulsating or anything like that upon that quick stop. All right, now let's accelerate. I do have some lower lumbar support that is locking me into the seat when I'm rolling on throttle. It's not nothing too rigid, but it does secure you in the seat quite well. When you're rolling on throttle out here on the road, you're not getting a whole lot of rumble. You're not hearing a lot of that engine noise. I can tell that there is some sound coming out of that exhaust pipe, but it's aimed toward the back, and I'm not really hearing much of it. As far as suspension, the suspension is doing a great job at dampening those road imperfections. None of that is translating into my arms, so it's not coming through the suspension up the handlebars, and I'm not feeling it at all. So it's an extremely smooth ride on here. And this bike does not feel like an 807-pound bike. It feels a lot lighter, especially once it's in motion. That's because the bike is balanced extremely well. Harley takes no shortcuts when it comes to putting out a high quality motorcycle with an amazing finish. Right now, you're probably not noticing much of the pearl flake because the sun's directly behind me, so I'm casting a shadow over the tank. But when the light hits this gas tank, there is a beautiful, kind of like a blue with aqua colors and pink in it, as far as pearl, that definitely makes that white onyx pearl pop. All right, so once we turn the corner here, we'll try to do a really quick acceleration test if traffic permits. But while we're cruising here extremely slow and the car behind me is getting very frustrated with me, let's talk about, we'll just do the acceleration test once we get off of this road, because this car behind me is very irritated. All right, so I'm gonna slow down just a little bit, see if I can pull this off. There we go. Woo! This baby just floats. When you hit that throttle, it just takes off, and it literally just floats. The suspension feels good. It's stuck to the road. Now with the Road King Special, it's gonna come completely blacked out, and that's in all the colors that they offer. You're gonna get the blacked out look. You got the black handlebars. You've even got like the powder coated levers that are blacked out. Everything on this bike is completely blacked out all the way down to the mirrors, and I think it's definitely a good look on this motorcycle. If you did want some chrome on here, there's definitely ways to add some chrome to it, and it will blend in perfectly with the blacked out accessories that's already on here. You're getting the perfect power plant for you to just get out there on the road and enjoy your ride and do some serious touring if you wanted to. And if you want more power, like that aggressive riding or that ST type of performance, you can definitely do a stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. You know, you can upgrade this motorcycle to your heart's content, all the way into dropping a 135 in here, so you can get plenty of power. The options for getting performance out of this bike are literally limitless. All right, now with me being 6 feet tall, I have about a 32-inch inseam, and as you can see, I can flat foot the bike perfectly with no issues. My knee is still bent and my feet are flat on both sides. I'm hoping y'all are seeing this pearl right here. The sunlight is hitting it perfectly right now to where you can see it pop. It looks really good on this unit. All right, we're gonna take this turn. There we go. You heard that grunt come out of her once you rolled on throttle. I feel like right here is always one serious wind tunnel. The wind really kicks right here. So if there's a lot of wind noise, I do apologize for that. We get to test out these brakes again. Let's do it. All right, braking works solid. Not going to test out the ABS. You got to seriously grab a handful to test out the ABS, and there's no need to do that. All right, we can do an acceleration test, maybe. Let's see what we got here. Woo! That baby will definitely accelerate. You're going to get plenty of power out of this motorcycle. You will not be disappointed if you were to pick up a Road King Special. And out of all the colors of the Road King Special that they came out with, like, I've seen all these colors on other bikes, but I haven't seen every color on the Road King Special. And I'll have to say that this white onyx pearl looks really good on here. Like, I'm loving the look of it. It looks great with all of the blacked out accessories that's already on this bike. All you need to do now is throw some type of windscreen up front, so that way you get a little bit of wind protection and you're ready to hit the road. Some people, it won't even bother them. Some people will just take this wind to the chest like a champion, not get tired or anything, and be out here on the road cruising. Me, I need a little bit of wind protection. But overall, I love the color on this 2024 Road King. Now, nothing else has really changed on the Road King Special from 2023 to 2024, mainly just the color options. But the Road King Special has always been a popular model, one of those models that rides extremely well, and for someone who does not need a full fairing, doesn't really care about the navigation, the speakers, the sound system, all of that, this would be a great option for you. You can even add speakers with a Bluetooth setup to this bike by putting them in your bags, and you'll get a little sound coming out of there. But a lot of people are rocking those Bluetooth helmets. We do have some of those that we offer in our motor clothes department, or our apparel and licensing, as it's called now. A lot of people are just cranking their tunes in their Bluetooth helmets nowadays. So sometimes you don't even need all of that speaker setup. There are still a lot of people who rock the half helmets and they love their speaker setup, and I love the speakers on those bigger touring bikes. But if you don't need it, the Road King is a great option for you. We're actually going to go over here to my favorite place to take photos of these bikes, and especially with where the sun is right now, we should be able to get some amazing photos of this Road King. So we're going to pull over here, do one last walk around to show you the bike, and then that'll be the video. All right, we are off. Got some bumpy roads here. Suspension is handling it well. The bike actually has a really good lean angle too. This bike has a better lean angle than the Fat Boy we've recently reviewed, and this bike actually has bags on it as well. So you definitely could take this bike up to the mountains and have a good time on her. All right, I'm going to show you a little bit of slow speed maneuvering before we pull her into a spot and get some amazing photos out here. So as you can see, the bike feels lightweight. At this slow speed, we're going about 8 miles per hour right now. And as you can see, you can do any type of maneuvering you want on it. You know, we're doing circles here. No trouble at all with the circles. You could go both ways. If you want to go up here, take it to the right, you do that as well. Now, really tight turns. So the bike doesn't have a ridiculous amount of weight on it that you're going to feel. Now, the Fat Boy did handle the slow speed maneuvers a wee bit better. I feel like it's because of the wider tires on it. But this bike definitely handles tremendously well. We're going to park her right here. So there she is. That is your new 2024 Road King Special in the white onyx pearl. I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but in person, the way this pearl pops is spectacular. It looks so good. But let us know, what do you think about the Road King? Was this one of the bikes you've been interested in or you've been looking at? Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, share the content, and comment away. Start a conversation down below. That is what we are here for. And make sure you comment down below. And we will see you in the next one. Man, that pearl looks so good.